So, my marketers are freaking out right now about their storytelling when it comes to tracking email opens, retargeting, all of that good stuff because of Apple's new release of the 15.1 update, which is going to do what the previous release had already done for Facebook tracking for ads and things like that, for users to be able to individually opt out very easily if they don't want to be tracked. Now, some people, especially marketers, are like, hey, we just got used to the fact in the last several years that this is the way that marketing was done, and email was hard enough already. How are we going to adapt our storytelling so that our open rates, we can track them, we can be able to retarget people with different emails? How do we know what they're interested in? And I don't think this is a bad thing. In fact, I think it's a good thing. People have gotten used to the fact that people are tracking them, and so they are more apt to not open emails from people. They know when they're in a sequence now. Even people that are outside of marketing, that are outside of the tech space, they know that there's this thing, that there's this thread of emails that are gonna come as soon as they give you their email address or as soon as they've been to their website. So your story is just gonna have to evolve and get better. Why this is good for individuals? Well, let's think about our own individual privacy. It's gonna hide the IP address from now on. It's going to hide location. It's gonna hide email open rates. But marketers, it hides the open rates and the ability to send targeted email based on opens. But if your storytelling is getting better, if it's evolving, if you are being more custom about each individual that you send to, not just blanket, hey, I'll put the token in for their first name, and that's personalized enough. You need to add more. What is it about their business? What did you notice on their website if it's cold? If you are starting with someone that you already know, what are you writing in that email sequence that's individual and to them? Does it make it harder for you to bulk email? Yes. But through storytelling and through helping send those crafted messages where they're dialed in like that, you will notice that you're standing out, you're differentiating yourself from the competition. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Something else to consider, and why people are freaking out so much, is that over 47%, so close to 50% of email open rates happen on Apple iPhones, which is huge. People open their emails on iPhones. They're the dominant player. So that's why you might be hearing from marketers, from directors, things like that, that, hey, this is gonna change the game up a little bit. It won't be as easy to track people, but what you can still track is when you send out an individual email, when you send out something that is more tailored to them, what happens after that? After you sent that, within X amount of time, were you able to track that story is resonating with them because they visited your website? They visited an offer that was specific to that send that you can track. So we just need to think about this in a different way from a storytelling perspective and from impact and getting results. Here's another thing to consider as well, is that you might, if you haven't already, for storytelling, start looking at a different medium. For instance, if you look at pivoting to text messages, this can be a game changer for you. Did you know that text message sending, specifically for prospecting, whether anywhere in the funnel, cold all the way to warm, that it has a 98% open rate? 98%. I guess this isn't so surprising because think of your own behavior. Even when I get a text message, I open it. I see I have a new text messages, I have a much higher chance of actually opening that. So when you're thinking about marketing, when you're thinking about storytelling, when you're thinking about how to engage with your audience, start thinking about not that email is dead, because there are ways to craft that story and to correct it. You're not gonna be able to track the same stuff, but that might be better for all of us individually. That way we're not getting blanket, bland stories sent to us over and over again. And think about different mediums for telling your story. Just like what we teach our students with, sometimes you might be using PowerPoint, Prezi, sometimes you might just be telling a story directly to the camera, sometimes you might be doing it through the written word, text messages, emails, websites, all these different mediums, webinars, they're all different mediums for you to tell your story. So don't freak out just yet, just realize this is a natural evolution, and for my marketers, it's gonna be okay. Deep breathing, we'll get through this together.